All right, today is May 24th, Memorial Day weekend. Um, Still coronavirus in effect for a lot of people. You got to stay in. Some states are opening up. So it could be boring where you're at. Maybe you can go to the beach. Maybe you can go to the mountains, some places where you're at. So hope you're having a good weekend. Let's take a look at, we're going to look at gold today, silver, and oil and see where these stocks, commodities, are heading. So let's take a look at gold. This is World Gold Index yearly. This is the yearly chart. This goes back to 1992 when it was about 339 per, that was the price, 339. And it really started to run up right here on December 31st, 2002. Look how it took off all the way till the high 1920.80, which stands to this point with that high wick. If you look on this chart here, what do you see? The lows have been getting higher. You had to move down here and higher, higher, higher. And right now we're at 1735.50. So we're over this big candle, which is 1675. So, and look at here, you have a crossover on stochastics, crossing over here. Let me go to my charts that has everything here. Let's look at the yearly. So, crossover, you didn't even pick up the histogram and oscillators because it's this has only been in effect not that long. So let's get it a quarterly. Quarterly is better. And quarterly, what do you see here? Look at that wave, the L8 wave. This is a slow moving oscillator. So this was moving up. It came back down. It was negative for a while from 012 to 16, 17. It started to come up here. Look at this. And then you have MACD histogram going up. And look at stochastics. Overbought now. Look at this from 2016, 2015. And it's at 87.79. Very high. It can stay overbought. Look at this. It was overbought for like 7 years, 6 years. And then we have Wilder's RSI. It's getting frothy, 70. So this has moved a lot. And it's challenging right up here, this high. 1775 looks like a big number here. Let's look at the monthly. Excuse me, monthly. You have your 200-day, 50-day, and 50 days about to cross the 100-day. That's not a golden cross. Golden cross is a 50-day goes over to 200-day. So, but that's still some sort of little cross, I guess. Then you have your 150, and all moving averages are in line: 5, 9, 13, 20. So let me look here. Right here, that's the all-time high of all the body. So we could get up to 1800. It wouldn't surprise me. We might double top. We might get to 1800 and pull back in, pretty hard here. So we'll see. But I would look for a test of 1800. I believe we'll get there. And then we'll see what happens with that. Weekly, I had this move up. Stochastics oversold to overbought. And MACD histogram's pretty strong. L8 wave is very strong. So, and the daily chart, with that move on March, everything washed down. We came back up. So we're hovering here, hovering between 1769 and 1693. Elite wave still looks strong. MACD sort of flat in between. Stochastics going down. So when we break out the monthly, I believe we'll test 1800 right here, about 1828. This high wick here came back, but this nice little move the next, what's this on the month, 522. So it's running very high though, so we'll see if we get a pullback. Any pullback, I mean, this does make big pullbacks all the way here. If we do pull back, where would we go? That's just an interesting point here. What do you have here? You have 1700. I don't think it'll go back to 1500, but it's possible. We'll see how it reacts to 1800 down. If it goes to 18, and maybe comes back to 17 and holds, or 1650. Anything below 16, and it might drop much further. So I would say 16 at the lowest. I don't want to see it go below 16, and then 18 would be the double top, and we'll see if we can break through the double top. All right, so that's for oil. Let me get back to my other chart here. Let's see, silver. Silver yearly. So silver has been hovering 5, went all the way to 30, came back down, went sideways. So we're stuck in this range on silver, 1848 to 1413 to 1848. That's in the monthly. See stochastic very low here, 22, very oversold. Quarterly, we're having divergence here. Here's the low, then it came up, and what do you see here? Higher low. Draw your line right here. That's it. So this looks like it's going to break this channel, 1859, and silver is going to go higher. Monthly, tight channel, but it's since pretty much got into 2015 to 2020. And the divergence is going up now. Let's go to the bigger charts here. Let's get a yearly again. So not much is on the yearly. Quarterly, you get a crossover histogram, and then you have stochastics going up, and RSI's trying to go up here above 50. So it kind of looks bullish there. Monthly, you have RSI going up, and I like stochastic. See this? And it's the divergence is still up, which is strong. And you have above here, you have, this is the 100-day, this is 150-day, and it's trying to cross here the 200-day. So that's the monthly. Weekly, you had a nice histogram crossover. Look at this, 2 green candles, and you have Elliott wave oscillator lessening, decreasing, and this is going up. So silver wants to test this 18, we'll call it 50 again, and it might break through, we'll see. Possible breakthrough. And this is the daily big move down. It's been moving up. So let's go back to the monthly. Where do we see silver going here? So next move would be, watch that line, would be 2050. That was back in January 2017. And it has to get above these 2 last moving averages. But if it does at 2050, they should be able to get there. And really, it's easier. Stop here is 14. So you have this channel, 14 is your stop on silver, but I believe we're going back up. So that's the look on silver, pretty easy to look at. Let's go back. Let's go back to oil. Let's take a look at crude oil. All right, let's take a look at the yearly in crude oil. All right, this is the yearly in crude oil. So you saw this move in 05, this went all the way up as high as 146.65 and came back down and worked its way up. Excuse me. And that was 2009 all the way to 2013. Then it came back down again. Then it sort of went sideways, but moved up a little bit, and then it came crashing down again. So on this chart, you classically see this was the high, and as it's coming down, the highs are getting lower. So you have higher lows. Excuse me, not higher lows. The high is getting lower each time. So you have lower highs. High, 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 and it's getting lower. And the lows are getting lower. That's what I want to say. Here, 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 here. The low is getting lower. So it's almost forming this wedge here. So let's see what happens with that. The yearly or the quarterly. And you can see, look at these 2 big candles, and it bounced straight off that. So my trend line looks like this. I'm not using the wick. I'm using this bottom of the full body. So you see a wide space, and it's getting tighter, the space. So, and it looks like here it's going to run up to 40, could even run up to 50 plus. Elliott wave sort of decreased, but then it's increasing again. And then you have MACD's totally buried down here. So, and stochastics is going down. So we don't have any kind of crossover yet. Monthly, you can see monthly, the huge move, then down, and back down, then up. And then you have a crossover, stochastics and RSI. And then you have a move here. And then it's trying to get rid of 5 days. So this is really buried here. But I'm thinking we can get above 40 pretty soon. Looking for 40 on the weekly chart. And here's where you see, it looks like a reverse head and shoulders. You have a shoulder, shoulder, head, and look how it's came back. This was like negative, wasn't like negative 30 in the futures. And it went as low as almost 650, at least on this chart. And look at the MACD histogram. You have your first crossover that is bullish green, and Elliott waves decreasing, stochastic moving up, and you have a crossover RSI. So, and you have this gap right here, and where's that lower body? 4105. I think we can fill this to 4105. And see here that trend line coming down, that's like the long-term trend line. I mean, we could get even up to 60, maybe, but I'm not sure how long that'll take. If airlines come back, cruises, people driving, if the increase just picks up dramatically, that's the interesting point here. People are going to start out driving and doing that stuff. So who knows, longer term in the next six months, maybe we get there. But I think we get to 40 short term. And let's look at the daily. Yeah, this is clear reverse head and shoulders. Shoulder, shoulder, head. And now it's coming back up. Now, right here, 35 looks like a little stall here. You tried here, came back down, and this is the second attempt. So sometimes second attempt it might not work. Sometimes it takes 3. This could come back. And I'm trying to think if this does come back, where would it come back to? If these moving averages, you're at 33.25. I mean, if it's a strong pullback, 27, because you have this candle here. These are just moving candles moving up. That line right here is 28.45, that big candle. So look at that possibly. But then I love this 41.05 here. I think we fill this gap. And so that is the look at oil. Back to the monthly here. And I put a long-term Elliott wave. You have 100, 61, 50, 38, and 23 Fibonacci. So if you get a longer term, this whole chart since oil began, it's trying to get back to the 23.6 Fibonacci. This has really been buried. So if you draw these lines, you can see here. And what this is looking at longer term is a falling wedge. See how this is getting tighter, this wedge? This is long term out, maybe like 2023, 24, 25. Something's going to happen, it looks like, and then oil is going to go up. Usually squeezes out. You know, maybe a war, maybe some sort of oil production, something happen. Anything can happen, but that's what it's looking like, a tightening wedge. And eventually, when falling wedges, they squeeze out and go up. So maybe the demand will be so strong in the future, we'll see. So that's a look at oil, gold, silver. Let me see what else I have here. Silver, retail, ETF. Let's see what else here. XLE. This is energy. And this is XLE energy. So you see the energy, this follows crude pretty much, same type of chart. XLU. This is Spider's utility. And you can see from the utility, this was 99, came back down 2003, bounced up 2003 to 2008. Then look at this move from 09 till now. And see the yearly, monthly. And this came crashing hard. Now it's forming a cross sort of indecision here. It looks like he wants to try to cross over on stochastics. And then weekly tried to get over this 1320 EMA, didn't do it. We have a reverse 20 over 13, so still bearish. And this is the daily. Made a strong bounce all the way out to 60 plus, then it's coming back down. It's sort of like fading here, like bouncing and fading. So a line here, it's trying to break above it. You might do this and eventually get above. So it's sort of indecision now, not really doing much. So we'll see that as XLU. All right, so that's it, guys. It's a quick video on oil, gold, silver. There's XLU. Have a happy Memorial Day. Please subscribe to the channel and like, and we will be back next week. Peace.